After furiously refreshing all day, I finally got access to agent mode. So I'm now going to put it through 12 live tests that would actually be helpful to me. The demo looked kind of cool, but I have some reservations because Operator was honestly really disappointing because it just needed to be handheld, was begging for help, and was constantly falling flat on its face. So I've been told by Sam and company that it can plan trips, so I'm just going to ask it to try to find cheap flights between Seattle and Paris in September using Google Flights. Let's see if the agent can actually do that. I'm really hoping that it can. If it falls flat on this, then honestly, what are we even talking about? So then that's a not very useful query, honestly, because just manually going to Google Flights, I can do that pretty quickly. So what would actually be more useful is this next test. Here, I'm going to ask it to combine flights paid with cash and flights paid with points or miles from any airline, basically, and I'm going to value them at 1 cent per point or mile. So let's put that in another agent and see how it does. Honestly, I think that task is going to be beyond the capability of agent mode, but I'm hoping to be surprised. Now, for an even more complex task. This time, we wanted to plan a 2-week trip from Seattle to Paris. I want to ask it for more. I wanted to also throw in activities and transportation. Please also plan fun activities and transportation between the destinations. Okay, now we're going to spawn another travel agent and see if it can do this. Now, I believe we're going to have a total failure here with our third task. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to do flight searches in September. Do you have any specific date range, business class? I'm just going to say continue. Okay, I will open Google Flights for searches from Seattle to Paris, and I will look for the cheapest flights, well, the award, blah, blah, blah. Okay, it looks like it's open Google Flights, and it's busy scrolling to view September details. Anyway, I'm not really sure what's going on there. We're still setting up the desktop. Now, let's spawn another task. This task is a task that I can't even do very well because it's just miserably horrible. So, it's trying to book a round-the-world, all-Nippon Airway award class flight, and the website is just awful. You do have to actually log in to authenticate this, so at some point it's going to ask me for credentials, but I'll be more than happy to provide them if it can actually do it. And I've given a travel award hacking website guide on how to do this process because it just sucks so much. So if agent can handle this, I will be absolutely blown away, but there's no way. It's not going to do it. Okay. Now, let's test its ability to research a more complex topic. So I'm going to ask it to research whether or not Elon Musk is going to create the America Party per the definitions of this contract. Namely, does he actually file with the FEC or some state election board, basically the necessary paperwork to create a party, and it's associated with him and not some fake stuff. So let's spawn a new agent. We're running out of room. New chat. Agent. You go into tools, you click agent mode, and if you've been granted access the way I recently was, you'll then actually see it. Let's see if it can. This would be like a souped up version perhaps of deep research. Deep research would probably do an okay job with this by itself, so I'm just wondering, does agent actually do any better than deep research with this kind of query? Let's just see. Really, I guess I maybe should ask for a more specific probability in mind. Maybe I'll need to tweak that. Okay, more travel things. Simple. This is a task that I probably should be able to do. Find hotels in London with Gilded Age decor. So I solicited some friends and family queries for additional topics that I wouldn't normally ask about, and let's throw them in and see how this works. Okay, another new chat. another agent. Alright, find hotels in London with Gilded Age decor. Now let's duplicate and spawn in another agent. The great thing about being a pro user is you have 400 queries, so I'm not really about to blow my entire limit just yet. Let's see, do we need to... oh, look, wow, it's actually found a award availability site, and it's busy looking for award availability from Seattle to Paris. I'm pleasantly surprised. I mean, okay, that's good actually. Yeah, it should be doing that. That's my favorite award tracking engine. Sheets.aero is fantastic. So the fact that it's actually looking at Sheets.aero is really good. It speaks highly for the agent's abilities. This is just the basic Google Flight query. It's still busy working. Oh, we just got a response. We got a complete response. Okay, so it says Monday, September 8th, 12 hours, blah, blah. Okay, I probably should have asked for cheapest, maybe. Yeah, I just said search flight Seattle to Paris. That's not a good query, actually. Okay, there is a $141 round trip flight. It is for what length of time? Looks like for a 1 week trip. That's a reasonable default. I didn't say anything more. Then it's found Iceland Air to Reykjavik. Did I just say Europe? No, I said Paris. How did it come up with Reykjavik? Oh, sample one-way flights. Airlines and stops. Ah, so this would be, we fly to Reykjavik, then to Paris. Okay, yeah. 787. We fly to Minneapolis and then to Paris. 833. Non-stop, Delta and Virgin, 944. So, okay. Gives you all that, and does it actually have links? It probably does. Let's see if it actually took a screenshot. Doesn't have a link. However, it is correct that that flight does appear to be available. So, that's impressive. Yeah. So if I asked better queries and had a model context protocol or some sort of image visual, maybe with an API, everything would just be easy. But I could really set up some good flight alerts. Just manually scouring Google Flights probably better than... maybe I just do it with a flight alerts anyway. Anyway, it was okay. Let's see, the 2 week... Are we still setting up the desktop? You've got to be kidding me. This makes no sense. This agent has just failed. Understood. I'll search. Award availability for flight. So it's going through the entire thing. It's searching for the Eiffel Tower right now. Setting up the desktop. Okay. Let's refresh. It's actually doing... It's attempting to open the Lufthansa site. Wow. I have no idea how it's doing that on that. It's busy opening articles on Elon Musk and the America First Party. Okay. It is now looking at a bunch of hotels in London. South Kensington, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Now, let's open up another agent and start doing a more analytical task. Another thing I remember hearing it was supposed to be able to do is handle spreadsheets. So this is a fairly complex task, actually. An operator, when I gave it completely failed. So if agent does it, it will be impressive. We're going to pull all middle grade bestsellers from the New York Times of the last 12 months and put them in a spreadsheet with the maximum number of weeks they spent as a bestseller, spent on the list in the spreadsheet. This requires actually navigating the website correctly over an extended period of time and staying on task and not falling flat on your face. So this is a sort of boring grunt work task that it would actually be nice to see agent do. Call me skeptical that it will actually succeed, because it would genuinely be a breakthrough in agentic abilities if it did. Okay. I mean, come on. Recommend 25 middle grade things? That's too easy. Let's try this one. Find top deal-making brokers in the North Chicago retail leasing market. That's a kind of niche thing. I don't know if this is the correct thing for agent at all. It feels like deep research might be just as good, but maybe I should open up a comparative thing. Now, time to test out those shopping abilities that agent is supposed to have. So, agent is, let's ask it to find an ideal YouTube content creator lighting system for under $100 and also a light that you could put on a phone. Okay, got that agent up and running. Let's go back and see how it's doing. Has it finished? Oh, it has. Okay, so this is September. Cash and points. We actually specify cheapest. Alright, so it is telling us that we can get 15,000 mile flights from Seattle via Air France or Flying Blue, via Virgin Atlantic, 30K round trip. Okay, and now it talks about taxes and surcharges, but it doesn't say precisely what they are. I hoped it was going to naturally bring in the taxes and fees correctly because that matters. And if it's 15,000 miles or $150 each way, but they're actually $200 in taxes and fees, then the majority of the cost is the taxes and fees, and that's something that should be reflected. An agent didn't get that quite right, but probably with a clearer prompt, it might have been able to. Air Canada, 40,000, and a mileage club, 55,000 round trip, 550. Nothing about tax and fees. Requires booking round trip. No one ways. Excellent value for air miles. The surcharge may apply. Okay, the fact that it's ignoring surcharge is really bad. I'm gonna ask it. Please look at the exact surcharges. And why did it not actually give me any screenshots of specific dates? It's all kind of garbage. Okay, here's the takeaway. This is a screenshot. It shows me a actual just cash round trip thing, $600 on Alaskan American. Then award options, no screenshots for award options. Okay, please show me the exact surcharges and award itineraries you found. Because, yeah, that was actually not a helpful response. I didn't actually expect it to be helpful. Okay, now, the 2-week trip. Let's see if it actually did anything useful here. Duration is about 2 weeks in September of 2025. I asked it to stay at the Park Hyatt and find award availability. So, that required actually finding award availability. We're going Seattle to Paris, then Geneva, Zurich, and then to Nairobi. Alright, yes, it says it's a Category 8. Category 7, that's wrong. It's actually they're both Category 8. Economy, transportation, blah blah blah. It says public transport, Uber taxis within city, high-speed trains between cities. Okay, that's reasonable. It highlights the Louvre, Eiffel Tower, Swiss Lakes Mountains, Geneva's UN Complex, Zurich's Old Town. Fine. Airline and programs, blah blah blah. Booking windows, award sheets usually open up. What the heck? Why is that relevant? We're looking for last minute, not... Especially for economy tickets, they're definitely available. Wait. It says that I should stay at the Park Hyatt Vendôme between the 3rd and the 10th of September. How did it come up with that? There's going to be no availability those dates. Rooms.arrow is going to show us nothing. It's just totally out to lunch. Here we go. Let's look at the award calendar. See? There's nothing. It just hallucinated that whole thing. Total failure. Okay. Absolutely useless. Yeah, the entire thing was garbage, I'm afraid. You need to actually find dates when the hotels have award availability. Yeah, so really, what it should recommend, if it were operating correctly, would be the 17th to the 23rd. There is a gap on the 18th, and we'd have to try to fill that in later or pay cash. But, I asked for water availability for about a week. It should have given me these 6 days, not the 3rd to the 10th, something dumb like that. Oh yeah, sorry, agent, you are not doing too well. All right, the All Nippon Airways thing is still underway. It just must have gone off into La La Land. It hasn't logged in or asked me for anything useful. How is it even thinking that this is going to work? Okay, what is it? It tells me that I can go Seattle to Frankfurt. Fine. Then Frankfurt to Zurich. Again, it's totally going to fail the find a water availability first. It's telling me to check the saver space. Jesus, I asked it to check. I asked you to check for availability. Don't tell me to check. Only show me dates you have checked and look at alternate routes if you can't find any availability. Okay, I'm sorry, but as expected, resume. What? It just paused. I had too many agents open. That's interesting. Okay, yeah, the hotel thing, I'll have to check to see if it actually did a good job. Probably an okay job, I would assume. It's sufficiently basic. Honestly, I don't think we need an agent for. What do we do? We're looking for leasing agents in Chicago here. Still ongoing. What was this? Okay. Let's see. Studio creative stuff. Right. Now, I would need to actually log in. Ask it to log in and put it in the cart or something. Didn't search for Amazon. It found a website. And it basically just said, buy this stuff. Pick this one in particular, blah, blah, blah. It's supposed to be able to put things in your cart and buy them. Alright, I'm going to ask it to please buy these for me. Let's see how it does there. It's still running around the Chicago real estate market. Still looking for the New York Times stuff. I'm curious to see how it does with the spreadsheet there. Okay. Well, why do we keep stopping? What is going on here? This was the research. About Elon Musk and the America Party. It kept getting paused. Okay, time to open another agent and continue our test. Alright. This is going to be a really basic task. Let's go with the find retail leasing brokers for distressed assets in Oklahoma. It's pretty niche. Okay, we're trying to buy these guys. And still proceeding with the best sellers. Why does it keep getting paused? What is going on here? Why does it keep falling flat on its face every time I look away? Sensitive data, something not right. Working with Yahoo, which contains sensitive data. If you notice anything bad happen, you can stop the task. Okay. No, nothing bad is happening. At least not in the agent so far. Okay, so this is the very first agent query I ran related to creating this video. And this was pretty hilarious. So I asked it to create a video about ChatGPT agent and come up with a script. So it first wanted me to start with a summary of its unified capabilities. It's supposed to be a visual browser and a text browser at once, which works with the terminal and the API. Sounds great. Honestly, Operator is not very good by itself, so I really hope it's improved beyond Operator. It says it can, prepare your meetings, etc., blah, blah, blah. Anyway, it then gave me some basic tips on how to do the recording. Fine, that was good. Of course, more follow-ups were needed. And then, this is where it got really funny. When it came to the opening hook for the video. What did it want me to do? It wanted a cold open with a dynamic teaser, showing the agent automatically organizing a messy calendar and generating a slide deck with upbeat music and stuff. Can AI really do this? And then introduce myself and say that I'm letting ChatGPT agent to run my digital life for the first time. And that, of course, is total bullshit, because no way, the agent is not nearly capable enough to do that. I appreciate it, the egomania of ChatGPT to think that it can run someone's digital life for them, but it's not quite there yet. Yeah, it's supposed to be planning the day, shopping for breakfast, building a presentation, all while I figure out if it's worth the hype. Yeah, so I don't really think you're worth the hype. Let's go back and look at some other tasks. Did it respond with the correct stuff? So I asked, please look at the exact surcharges for the award itinerary. And it totally failed. It started citing things like Award Wallet, which is an upgraded point, rather than actually showing me a flight it found from seats.aero. If it had found me a specific flight and quoted it to me on a specific day, that actually would have been useful. But just randomly telling me averages from a blog is not what I'm looking for, agent. I want exact prices on the exact date with screenshots of availability. Not averages from some blog. Anyway, I think agents failed there. It's too complex to task. Yeah, okay. This is really sad. Agent does not seem to be worth the hype, guys. Okay, I mean, it found another point availability site, so it's doing something. It wants me to log in. You may put your actual data at risk. Yes, I understand. I think I'm gonna, interesting, okay. So it wants me to log in here, yes. So let me quickly pause the video while I actually put in my credentials. Okay, so we're done with that, and wow, I don't understand what's wrong with this Elon research, but really, it keeps collapsing. It really doesn't want to think about Elon Musk at all for some reason. Okay, so it is busy navigating this guy, and yeah, I don't know, I don't think I actually needed even to log into United, but eventually I'll need to log into All Nippon Airways if it's actually going to do anything, but at least it decided it wanted to log into United Airways and actually start looking for specific dates and availability with Saver Awards. So, could have done that without being logged in, but I will give it a pass right now. The agent hasn't totally failed on that task, and since this is the task that I'm really bad at myself, if it actually succeeded, it would still be amazing. I have a tiny bit of optimism, but not very much. Okay, let's see how we're doing on some other tasks. Top deal makers in the deal brokers in North Chicago retail leasing market. I worked for 9 minutes, and I've logged the current progress in the summary with citations. I'm ready to continue with the next steps when you're ready. What are you talking about? Like, what have you actually done? What is this when I say take control? Alright. Is there actually anything here? Okay, I see Miller Chicago, featured commercial listings. Yeah, what about it? I'm looking at their website. Awesome. You found me one website of one broker. Um, and I see you did okay, you've got these guys actually, you've got a full list. This is your list. Miller Chicago, read 70 Chicago area, these are just a bunch of websites. Gosh. Wow, did you fail something attached this simple? You gotta be kidding me. Yeah, I don't think that was helpful. Okay, it is now gonna try to log in and buy me some photography stuff. Damn, this is gonna be interesting. I am gonna log it in and see if it can do it. Okay, so we are logged into Amazon, and now it is continuing in its attempt to try to purchase things. So that was interesting. Now, one thing I noticed is that, you see, I was unable to copy and paste the password because I had this guy in its block mode automatically rather than allow. So that was causing problems because I don't want to be typing all that stuff in the window every time. Okay, retail, this was the distressed Oklahoma asset thing. So what have we got here? It came up with 5. All right. So I'm just going to do a test. Agent versus deep research here. I feel like deep research could probably handle the same thing. New chat. Let's just see. Does it actually do better? Deep research. Boom. Let's see. I don't care. View this side. Okay, so the stress assets. Did we finish up here? Oh, this was looking for an exact pressure water availability. Dude, you don't have to log into the website. You can use the aggregator you literally found. The agent seems to have degenerated into one of those AI states where once they make one mistake, they just can never fix themselves. Use seats.error. Okay. This was the easy flight query. I'm going to wrap up this one so I don't keep clicking back here. And say, for a basic flight query, if you want to take more time than you could have taken yourself to use Google Flights, sure, you can do it. All right. For planning the more complex trip, okay, actual availability with 2-week itinerary. Almost no standard room availability when the calendar is filtered. Except for a cluster of one nights starting on September 23rd. Starting on September 23rd. Guys, this is wrong. This is out of date. I mean, okay, they use this website and it says there's only one night, September 23rd. Maybe it's more accurate, but telling me that there's no availability is, if true, would be helpful. If you're lazy and you don't actually look, not super helpful. Availability for the Power Kind Lyric every other day. Got a bad screenshot that doesn't actually. Screenshots are useless. Okay, that's interesting. Black screen wasn't quite what I had expected. Flights, it is recommending travel map. What the heck is this? It was computing time. Okay, why? I mean, it's a tool. Maybe I should have given it budget parameters. It tried to. It says mid-September, and then it's ending on the 30th. I mean, the thing is, this does not look high enough quality to actually be useful to me. because I'd have to go back and verify everything. There's too many errors. Just kind of crap. So I'm going to say this task is a fail. So let's actually record how we did on some of these tasks. Alright, this one was a pass, but pretty much useless. 2 pass. This, fail. Well, it's provisional, I suppose. We're trying one more thing. This is definitely a fail. It's really not helpful enough. But if somehow we could pass this task, it would be quite something. Let's see how we're doing on the Elon thing. That would be impressive. Wow. How many times is it going to stop? Is this particular agent I opened up is lazy and is useless? How are we doing here? Please continue searching. Award availability for all needed destination pairs for all possible dates. Don't be lazy. Sad to say, I don't think the agent is going to do anything actually useful, but maybe the New York Times research will actually succeed. I still don't even know what happened in this Chicago thing. Okay, we finally actually came up with a whole bunch of brokers. That's something. I don't know if this is useful or not. Seems like it could be, but it wasn't really my question. So now let's turn off the agent. Let's just do deep research. Oh, probably want a different chat actually. Otherwise, there's danger of contamination. We'll see the prior history. Boom. Let's see if actually we get any experience. Okay. About checkout. How are we doing? Okay. It's about to purchase some lights. For me? Oh shit. Alrighty, well. I'm going to blur the address. But yeah, I mean, it got it in the cart. Alright, so look what's going on. It put something that's $49 in the cart, and that the bill is $74. So it also put in another selfie ring light, rechargeable clip-on. Was that even in the original specifications? Did I ask it to do that? Control. Did it actually come up with a selfie ring light? I guess it did. Did it tell me that it was going to buy a selfie ring light for $10? I guess probably one of these things was a selfie ring light. What happened to the third item I was going to buy? The phone light. I asked for, maybe the phone, that is the, if this selfie ring light is actually something that can go on a phone. It's a portable clip-on selfie light with 36 LED for iPhone, Android. I want to actually go edit the cart and check if things, what am I doing here? Why can't I click on anything? It cannot be a screenshot. What's going on here? Okay, I'm in another tab. If I click back, now maybe I can edit things. Back. Okay, here we go. Now, I can click on the selfie ring light. Okay. Did it pick something weird? It's tough to actually take control inside this browser, I'm afraid. It's kind of annoying. Just way out of control. Oh, and kind of small. Okay, so if you trust it to do the right thing and kind of just want to let it rip, then fine. So when it came to researching and purchasing, I'm going to say I think it passed. So that's good, actually. If it's basic, it's going to be able to pass on the research and purchase. Okay, this is nice. So these got one pass. I want to see. Find the 5 best moisturizers for super sensitive skin. That was another one. That is could be a little bit tricky. I may have, you decide I don't want to have to handhold these deep research agents. This deep research thing. Okay. I'm gonna add this to agent mode and kaboom off. New York Times, we are still plugging away. It actually might be succeeding with the New York Times, which would be really, man, we're back to this Elon crap. Okay, I'm gonna try asking Elon to a whole nother agent because I just think that I got a really terrible agent, or I triggered some safety alarm. Maybe it's just the safety alarms, and for whatever reason it thinks this is a dangerous query and I'm making biological weapons or something. Because I want to hear about Elon Musk. Okay. Yeah, this was a fail on the Zurich itinerary. Are we still working on the United? Yeah, okay. We're looking for award availability, trying to see if we can get an all Nippon Airway, Around the World Award, Moisturizer, New York Times. Okay, those were the active firms, blah. And then this was the North Chicago Deep Research. This was the successful Amazon shopping spree. Okay, so thoughts so far. Let's look at, are there any tasks we haven't asked it for? The YouTube list, not very helpful. Basic Google flights, sure, it passed, but useless. More complex Google flight, useless, failed. Complex trip, failed. Specific and around the world itinerary, maybe still a chance. Elon research, it was stuck in an endless loop, it's never going to complete. Finding hotels, I need to look to see if those hotels actually are any good. Towns in Switzerland, come on, regular ChatGPT can do that. Why would you ask an agent? Find top deals, yeah, 25 similar books to Harry Potter. I think regular ChatGPT deep research could probably do this. It seems kind of trivial. I think this is for someone who doesn't even use AI very often. Because why would you ask an agent for that? So yeah, I think we're gonna pause because the agent's just stuck doing stuff right now and nothing's actually going on of use. Okay, so deep research finished on the distressed Oklahoma asset brokers, and it came up with this. We've got 5, 6 options and a few other noteworthy brokers. And then, are they the same? Meter morning, what is going on? Do they look like the same or not? No, actually, they do not look the same at all. I'm not even sure what to make of it. I can't honestly say if this was a success or failure, since I have no idea what kind of broker was actually being asked for. Okay, they're looking for specific. Yeah, hard to say. Okay, North Chicago retail leasing stuff. Oh, did we actually get something out of the agent? We got a bunch of recommendations. How did it generate these recommendations? What did it actually do? Can I go see sources? It just read 2 or 3 different blogs and then okay, and I pretty much copied them. Well, you know, what would humans do except that? Okay, this is exciting. Spent 38 minutes working on the New York Times project, and what did it come back with? It came back with, actually, wonder. Spent 501 weeks on the list. How do you spend 501 weeks on the list in the span of the last 12 months? But I mean, maybe all time, we're saying. Impossible Creatures, spent 44. Complete Young Cookbook for Young Chefs, 253. Blood in the Water, 2. Growing Home, 7, etc., etc. And it gave me a CSV that I can download and open. Discard all. Yes. Cancel. Okay. It's giving me 15 books. Why only 15? What the heck? There surely have been more than 15 books on the list overall. What is going on here? Here's a compiled spreadsheet of all middle grade titles that appear in the New York Times. I think this is somehow a misfire of sorts. Wow, it was referring to this random website did not to determine weeks on list. Oh my gosh, this is so cringe. No, there is no way there are only 15 titles on the New York Times middle grade best seller list over the entire last year. You need to look at the list for each week of the last year and manually collect the data. Gosh, that's what I was asking for. Okay, so came up with some decent stuff. I mean, I know Roche is for semi-sensitive skin. Oh, finally completed the Elon Musk thing. Okay. Now this is whether Elon Musk will create the party, per these rules, social media announcement, blah blah blah, official registration status. Announcement of actual party information. The tweet alone is not. As made like there was no Recognized American Party. Time to meet the requirement by the end of 2025. Funding secured, much willingness to announce major initiatives without the groundwork. I never asked if he had created the party. That's just obviously dumb. Okay, let's ask. Would you buy yes at 40 cents on him creating the Let's see if it actually does any analysis. Okay, oh, it's still failed. So basically, there's just this agent just sucked. It just fell flat on its face and will probably remain forever in a loop doing absolutely nothing remotely useful for the rest of eternity until I turn it off. I attempted to search for the award saver stuff, blah blah blah, access to mileage account. I hope it didn't screw up my mileage account and get it deleted or something dumb. That would be sad. It failed to actually take meaningful screenshots, utterly failed. It looked at a random website I have never even seen before. Okay, called award hacks, cool. Given the recommendation, I recommend you take over because I can do absolutely nothing. Okay, I'm probably going to chalk this up as failure. Yeah, that's failure. Okay, so, failed. Failed. Yeah, failed. Probably pass, I guess. That was too easy. Honestly not sure about those two, if I can't really grade them. Probably pass, but honestly, why would you need an agent for that? Yeah, currently it's a failed. Actually doing anything useful with this was also a fail. Pass, well. The sad truth is, as of right now, the agent has not accomplished a single non-trivial, complex task that actually would meaningfully improve my life in any way. So yeah, Agent 1, I hope Agent 2 is better, because this is not it. The New York Times thing might be working. I have to give it a shot later and see when it's done. Okay, so it turned out there's these three dots you can click on, and you can go from desktop view where we were to activity view, and this shows you all the actions the agent is taking, and you can see just how horribly things are going wrong. On the attempt at the New York Times bestseller middle grade research project, putting it in a spreadsheet. I'm sure it has some ability to manipulate spreadsheets. I mean, it did create a CSV file, an Excel file. Let me download it. The stuff I put in the file was crap, but still created a spreadsheet. But yeah, now we're not dealing with the New York Times bestseller list. We're blundering around on Amazon and Penguin Random House and Barnes & Noble. Just absolute crap's happening now. Nothing useful is going to come out of that query, I'm afraid. So yeah, we're going to call that one a failure. And maybe because there's an OpenAI New York Times lawsuit, maybe that's related to it. So I've asked it to do the same query with USA Today. Maybe it will actually do better there. So still a tiny bit of hope, but all told, the agent is pretty disappointing.